Next month, we will get the first MCU movie of the year, Spider-Man: Brand New Day. And Marvel Studios will want to attach the Avengers Doomsday trailer to that film. So any moment now, it will finally release, and the hype that is needed will start to build up, I think. And will it be enough? Will it be on time? There's a lot riding on the coming few weeks for this franchise. Guys, I fear we need to reboot. This is the review of champions, and I'm your host, Grandmaster. With me is a powerful panel made up of the finest champions Sakar has to offer. Let me introduce them to you. First up, voice only, we have Loki's mom. How are you?
Doing good.
That's great to hear. On camera, we have Merv. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Yeah, still?
Still,
Good. Yeah, I've been away for a month, so just
always.
checking in. And last but certainly not least, we have the original, Mr. Taylor first. How are you?
I am marvelous.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, that's not punishment. Today we're going to talk about The Punisher One Last Kill, the Disney Plus TV special, I guess. But before we do, I want to ask you all to help us out. Like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, and join our ranks at sakar.freeforms.net. Just click on the link in the description. We would love to have you on the forum, and yes, also on the shows. This is your final warning. If you haven't seen this show yet, do that first and then check out our video because we're going to spoil it. Frank Castle, he returns to the front in a brutal TV special. At least that's what I thought. Taylor, what did you think?
It was a good special. They really should have called it Punisher One Shot because it felt very much like a one shot comic, a little self contained little side story that was very well executed and was very entertaining.
Yes, it was. It was. It was. Merv, you agree with Taylor?
Yeah, I agree. It was pretty much just felt like a self-contained episode of television or something, featuring the Punisher doing what he does best. I have some complaints about the just general structure of it, but there's not too many complaints when something's only 45 minutes long or whatever. So
Yeah. Well, we can tear apart episodes that are shorter, so I will let you have a go later. But Loki's mom, you saw it, of course, as well. This special outing for the Punisher. What did you think?
Well, I agree. It was brutal. I mean, very brutal. Probably unnecessarily so, but it does fit with the character, who the character is. I'm perplexed by the title, "One Last Kill." No, I don't think so. I think no is the answer to that.
No, indeed. I don't think it's one last kill. No.
They were just wounded.
Well, Murph, I hope that the dog is okay, but I fear not.
no, of all the of all the things that I'm sure is not okay, that dog is the first on the list. Yeah.
Any criticisms?
Yeah. Just in general, I like that this is a short and sweet one shot. You know, focusing heavily on the violence and the combat and things like that, and obviously Frank Castle's broken mind and that sort of thing. But I felt like we were missing the second half of a bookend as far as like making this a complete story. This didn't feel like a complete story to me. You can make stories that are shorter, much shorter than movies. Episodes do it all the time. Normal episodes of television. So, like, I think just a little bit of closure with the gangster lady at the end, other than just letting her get away. Now, I know why they did it, but it doesn't make it okay here. I'm sure that's going to lead it. Well, I'm not sure, I guess. My assumption is that's going to lead into what he's doing in Spider-Man Brand New Day or whatever. Maybe he's still fighting this lady and however many henchmen she may have. But that leaves it kind of unresolved here, like that that seemed like the brunt of the story here was her getting revenge on Frank Castle, and that didn't happen, and there was no confrontation after the fact, and it's just kind of like more of the same as far as Punisher goes, which is fine. I like seeing it, but I would have preferred just a little note of closure at the end of this episode, because I don't really know what the point of this was, other than to highlight Frank being a brutal killer of crimes of all sorts. So that, I mean, that was all enjoyable. But yeah. My complaints pretty much stem from this not feeling like a
Okay.
closed book.
Okay. Any particular highlights for you?
I mean, the 10 to 12 minute action sequence whenever all hell breaks loose, that was pretty much the bread and butter of this. You know, I guess wrapping up into another complaint that none of that starts until like 26 minutes, 28 minutes in. So there's a lot of stuff in the beginning that's kind of like, okay, let's get to the part where Punisher is fun, and to me, that's where Punisher is fun. Whenever he's just brutalizing all manner of gangster and criminal, throwing them off rooftops and stuff. So yeah, all that action was great. I also really liked seeing. I, I've probably mentioned my love of the TV show The Wire. So in my head, there's like a list of actors and actresses that I associate with that like that was my first impression of them. So I love seeing those actors and actresses show up in other things, even if it's decades later. But the donut shop guy, I can't remember his name, Andre Arroyo. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he is a phenomenal actor in The Wire. So just the fact that he is in this like was an immediate highlight for me, because I recognized him immediately, and I just like seeing. I like when I see actors that I'm familiar with in other stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean those highlights. The action was amazing, and then just like seeing familiar faces.
Yeah, now I imagine you like DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on the couch pointing to the
Yes,
TV. Yes.
I do
Yeah.
that all the time. I'm like, ooh.
Okay. Well, Loki's mom, I also have a little bit. No, I wouldn't call it criticisms, but it was a little bit John Wick meets the Penguin for me.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it was brutal, very uh violent. I wasn't really expecting to be quite that much. I mean, we didn't really. I mean, as violent as Daredevil was, I mean, it didn't really go to those proportions. Yeah, the action sequences were great. I mean, I don't have any complaints about the direction as far as all that goes. I agree with that. I think the Canucci, whatever her name is, played by Judith Light, by the way, the wonderful Judith Light. She, yeah, I think I don't know if this was reestablishing Frank, because that was his thing. He avenged the death of his family, who the Nucci's apparently rubbed out in an attempt to get him or something. I'm not really sure, but and then this is what's coming back is that he has to fight that. I mean, he has just got super PSTDFGH. I mean, every letter he's just eat up with it. And then we get a little bit of I guess the people when he was in the military, when he was being conditioned to be an assassin, to be a killer. He's reliving all that, and then we see a little bit of Paige, and I'm thinking at that point, of course, he's imagining. I'm thinking, he really does need a little sexual healing from Paige. So I don't know if that's going to ever happen in the near future, but I think they did have. He has a sympathetic friend in her, but yeah, the little dog. They didn't need to kill a good gravy. I mean, that's. But then
Yeah,
at the
but
very end, unnecessary. But then at the very end, also the thug who killed the little dog, and then he goes John Wick on that. Now that was straight up murder. I mean, you could argue some of these others were self defense, and he was defending the lives of other people, but not on that street when he blew his brains out.
yeah,
Um, One question I have is: did Frank Castle actually kill Ma's family? I mean, she details the brutality of and particularly the last killing where the killer stomps on the guy's head. I mean, it was, oh my god. Of course, we did thankfully didn't see it. We're still looking at Disney here, but even so, I think it was, like I said, I'm really have mixed feelings about Frank Castle at this point because I would really liked him in Punisher and even in the earlier version of him in the Netflix version. He wasn't quite like this, so I don't know why they decided to go this route with the character. I guess maybe Barenthal had something to do with it, but
Yeah.
even so, it was overall it was well done, and a lot to think about as far as the episode. I wish it could have maybe gone a different direction, but it is what it is, and I can't give it too many bad points.
No, and I think just stealing a hat is not enough for a show for a special TV special about the Punisher in the
Yeah,
beginning. That's why they had to kill the dog.
yeah. Well, even
Yeah.
that, I mean, as sympathetic as I am with busting the guy's ass, I mean, that's not a felony offense killing a dog. I'm sorry. Killing a kid, that
Mm,
would have been different if you kicked a kid in the road and you
hey,
got away with it. Maybe that'd be different, but
some people treat their dogs or their cats as children. So,
oh, absolutely, I'm not saying that people have their affection, but legally speaking, it's still an animal. It's not a human being.
okay. I hear you. Uh, before I move to Taylor, I saw your hand up, Merv.
Yeah, just quickly. I mean, this is way closer to most comic portrayals of the Punisher. He is not a hero. He
Hmm.
is a psychopath
Right.
who wants to kill criminals. Like, you're not always supposed to feel real comfortable rooting for him. Like, that's kind of his whole thing. He blurs the line into villainy when it comes to, like, quote unquote good guys.
Hmm.
That felt much more on the nose than his appearances in any animated products or anything like that, like previously.
Hmm.
Just throwing that out there.
Hmm.
I understand that, and I know that, but I can also understand where Loki's mom is coming from. But yeah, for Disney, it was quite bold. Taylor, do you have any criticisms of this hour-ish TV special?
Uh, he killed the dog guy way too fast.
Okay, yeah. Hmm?
No. Um, I really don't have any criticisms. Now, I only watched the first season of The Wire, but I watched every season of Who's the Boss, so it's great to see Judith Light uh, show up. She was the star of Who's the Boss. Uh, yeah, I mean, the first half was about Frank Castle and his trauma and his PTSD and his grief, and he was at the point of suicide because apparently he had killed everyone that had any relation, even tangentially, apparently to his family's murder, and he had literally run out of people to kill. And
Hmm.
then Judith Light gave him gave him reason to start killing people again, which I guess brought him back. But to me the most important point in the show was, or then to me what I guess is the point of the show, is the moment where Judith Light is getting into her car and leaving, and he could have killed her, but he looked back and he saw the convenience store guy and his family being threatened, and he made the choice: get my revenge or protect those innocent people over there. And he chose to go and protect those people over there, which gave us a great action scene inside the
The
convenience
deli.
store there, the
Don't,
coffee
yeah, donut
shop,
shop.
inside the coffee shop or bodega or whatever it was. And then he got a little flower from the little girl, who really very calm little girl after seeing all that going on there.
Yeah.
That girl's grew up in this neighborhood apparently. She's used to this. But yeah, that seemed to me the point. So the point was he has finished punishing. Well, he hasn't finished punishing people. He's finished his task of killing everyone that was involved in his family. But he's not going to stop being the Punisher. He's going to now use his skills to protect people from criminals and kill people who kill the dogs of homeless veterans. Apparently,
Yeah. And with that choice, in a way, he also stopped punishing himself.
There you go.
Right?
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, good insight.
Insightful. No, that's true. And it was good to see Karen Page show up, even if she was in his, just in his delusions, delusional
Yeah.
moment. But she's
I,
good. But she's with Daredevil now, and even though he's in prison, she's got to stay loyal. So I think in his mind is the only place he's going to be getting with
Mhm.
Karen. But he can
Well,
find other girls. Didn't I think there were some good-looking girls in his series on Netflix? He needs to go and find some of them again.
I think Karen has a thing for him, for Frank Castle,
yeah,
frankly.
she does, but I think she will stay loyal to Matt. I don't foresee many sexual healing coming from Karen Page.
I mean, what the heck? She getting with Spider-Man next? What's with this girl?
Well,
She's just going
She's a
through a little
superhero
black
groupie.
book.
yeah, yeah. Spider-Man is single at the moment. I mean,
He is.
MJ is
We
out of
know
the
he likes the
picture.
redheads.
And Daredevil's going to be dating guys in prison for a while.
Okay. Beside all joking aside, do you
Cut
have
that
any
out.
particular highlight where you will go like, okay, this was amazing, or you just say, okay, I like the John Wick action scene.
Yeah, I mean, Merv's and you both said it. It was definitely John Wick. I mean, obviously, John Bernthal went to whoever's in charge over there and said, "Yeah, let me do a deep psychological acting reel, and then I'll do a bunch of John Wick stuff." So, and it'll only take 45 minutes. You can put it on Disney Plus, And they're like,
Yeah,
"You're in. Sounds like a plan." And
yeah.
he did that. All the action was just incredible.
Hmm.
If it's ever possible, John Wick versus the Punisher, like Alien versus Predator movie has to happen.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But who will win that? I don't know. Okay. Just
I would point out too. I think they shot a lot of the big scene, the big action scene was Cooper. I think that's called Peter Cooper Village in Lower Manhattan. And it at one time it was like a huge. I mean, it's a huge housing complex, and at one time it was pretty rough. But I think over the years it's gentrified back up, so it's not quite as nasty as it's portrayed on the in this particular TV show. But yeah, I think it's the we do get to see a little bit. I liked it the BB report that they had the very sort of right after the cold opening. Um, Highlighting, how unrest, when Mayor Fisk is now out of business, and criminals have gotten out of hand again. So yeah, and I
yeah,
think it's also what I keep harping on is the trauma, the post traumatic stress trauma that the human race is experiencing on planet Earth right now. So I think this is reflective of that.
Well, the first part of this special, that neighborhood was Mad Max.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Very much so.
I
yeah.
I guess in the wake of Kingpin leaving office, stuff got a little out
Mm,
of hand in the streets.
yeah, well, I think that's what they actually say in the beginning of the little news thing.
Yeah. Well, it really did feel like a setup for Spider-Man Brand New Day, like Merv said. I mean, it's like, okay, we left Frank in his basement in Daredevil season 1, and he was not in a good place, and we needed to get him out of that bad place before we see him again being the Punisher again in Brand New Day. Um, so yeah, I think they planned this on purpose on this particular time in the timeline. I guess. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a great hour of television.
Hmm.
It was not the best thing since sliced bread, and like I make the John Wick joke, but it's also a bit like, okay, I have seen this before, and um, yes, it was brutal, and yes, it felt a little bit extra brutal because it's on Disney, but it's also not something we haven't seen before, and it doesn't mean it's bad, but the same bit like Daredevil. My criticisms of Daredevil, it was a lot of the same as we saw before. There's nothing innovative, nothing new, nothing surprising, besides a dog being thrown in front of a truck. But that basically it. And so there's my criticisms a bit. I want to be a little bit more surprised, but that's just me. And yeah, like I said, the action scene was great, but nothing I haven't seen before. That being said, let's move on to a rating. And I'm gonna start with you, Merv.
Yeah, just two real quick points. I thought his final outfit, like the reveal of that at the end, looked amazing. I thought he looked really good in that, in his full skull gear and everything. And two, the soundtrack was really nice.
Mhm.
The odd juxtaposition of like the, I don't remember what the song was, but at the start of all the violence, the song was like upbeat and happy and like not at all like in tone with like the violence that was on screen. So it was kind of like a fun little kind of opposite thing. And then right whenever he makes his decision, there's a really cool song that plays that it was really good. Just wanted to point out those two things, and then I'll give this a 7.5 out of 10. If it would have felt like more of a an actual story, I could have gone up, but it felt like open ended, like a part one, and there's a part two yet to come to finish the Manucci storyline or whatever.
Hmm. Taylor?
Yeah, I like the final costume as well. He just needs to lose the beard. I just never think of Punisher with a beard.
Hey, I agree.
I actually agree. And I haven't shaved, but I agree.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
Okay, fair. Lokismom?
Well, and the song, by the way, that was Louis Armstrong doing La Vie en Rose.
Yes.
Great classic by Edith Piaf. Anyway,
It's pronounced Edith Piaf.
Piaf. I'm sorry, Piaf. Yes, you're right.
Sorry.
Pardon
Pardon my
me.
French.
Excusez-moi.
Buongiorno.
But yeah, I agree with Merv on this. I think it's like to say the issues are, and then also with Taylor, I think we're going to see more of it. If not in Spider-Man, probably somewhere else. I don't know if Punisher has a TV special, another TV series coming up or whatever. Or maybe it'll be folded into Jessica Jones or something. But anywho, I'm going to give it 7.5.
Okay.
I think Punisher should become like the Peanuts and have a special for every holiday.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay. I'm gonna go 7 out of 10. I liked it. I liked it a lot. There was not much criticisms or anything, but it's just what I said before. I wanted it a little bit more fresh, innovative, something I haven't seen before. And yeah, if you John Wick style, the Punisher, yeah, it's great. But yeah, and indeed, uh, a half a point of those three I deducted was for the beard.
2 Abe Lincoln for me.
Yeah, well, that will conclude our review, if you can call it that, of the Punisher One Last Kill. We hope you have enjoyed our discussion today. I'm sure we did. If you did, you can help us out by liking, sharing, and subscribing. And join our forum at cigar.freeforms.net. We would love it if you do that. We also have a brand new episode out of our Star Trek project. Go check that out. For now, I want to thank you all also on behalf of our champions. And wish you to be safe and be well. Bye.